welcome back to the channel. It is Friday, so that means another video. I hope your work week have been great. Mine's been a little rough, but we made it through. But today we're going to talk about something I saw during the week, and I was like, whoa, I got to show the people this.
Energy just hit $1.98 in a couple of states. It's way down. You have gasoline that hit $1.98 yesterday in a couple of states. Gasoline yesterday in 3 states hit $1.98 a gallon.
Now, when I saw that, I knew right away that was BS. I knew right away that, yes, it has went down. Don't get me wrong. But to the extent that he's saying, I'll go stock up right now. I'll go load up some gallons and put it in my garage right now. But don't take my word for it. You can go read Business Insider, or you can just watch this.
Is there truth in this?
No truth to any of those claims, Jake. So on the days the president was referring to there, last Wednesday and Thursday, there was not a single state that had its average gas price any lower than $2.70. So nowhere near $1.98. Now people might say, well, the president didn't say average prices, he said prices. So maybe there were some gas stations in some states selling for $1.98. I asked the firm Gas Buddy about this. Gas Buddy tracks tens of thousands of stations across the country. They found zero stations anywhere in the country, anywhere below $2.19. So that's wrong too. Now, I'll add that I asked the White House about this. They not only couldn't corroborate the president's claim, but they introduced another lie in sending me a response about the previous lie. They said that if big city reporters actually went out to middle America, they would see that gas prices there are at record lows. Well, I looked into that as well, Jake. Also not true. We're nowhere near record lows anywhere in this country.
Oh, you city slick.
Why are we at the point in our lifetime, which is crazy? I'm 40. We have a president that you got to have a whole team fact check, but he has a whole team behind him to tell him what's the truth and what's not before he speaks it out, and they don't. This is what I mean by cult. I keep pushing this. This is cult-like behavior, and he doesn't stop there from lying.
We just had a big Easter egg hunt at the White House, thousands and thousands of eggs, and the price was down 87%. As you know, the cost of eggs has come down like 93, 94% since we took office, and they're pretty much normally priced now.
Okay, I just went to the grocery store. That is...
Now, before you watch this fact checking and, the information he gives, ask yourself, because I know it's going to be MAGA here too, ask yourself, if prices go down that low, how much would you be paying at the grocery store? Because, again, I would stock my garage up. I would buy a deep freezer or a fridge or whatever, and I would stock up on groceries. If groceries drop down like this, if eggs went down this low, what? I go get some chickens right now, start selling. What are we talking about? But anyway, let's continue.
It's not my personal experience. Now, I am a big city reporter.
You are indeed.
And it's possible that he's being misinformed by people, but a 93 or 94 or 87% drop in egg prices since he took office?
Yeah, so as you know, having gone to a store and everyone else who's gone to a store knows, none of those numbers is anywhere close to correct. So let's start with retail prices, the prices that shoppers are actually paying. In March, those rose to a record high, $6.23 per dozen. That's about a 26% increase from the month President Trump returned to office in January. Now, we don't yet have the April data.
By the way, he probably not going to say this right now. I can't remember if he does. Also, in February, we went up 10% in egg costs. So let's just let that be known.
Important. We may well have seen, I would say probably saw a decline this month. We don't know how much.
Because they're importing some eggs, right?
They are importing. There's a whole plan to reduce the prices. However, we know that it's nowhere near 87, 93, 94%. If it was a 93% drop, Jake, from the month President Trump took office, eggs would be selling for less than 38 cents per dozen. We know that's not the case.
Come on now. Do the math. The math ain't mathing. Come on, man. By the way, the inventory of eggs went up like 4%. Went up for like 4%. You can go check it. It's like, I know I don't do this every day because I work just like you. I do a lot of reading while I'm doing it because I drop fuel. I have a lot of time on my hands. It went up 4% because of the whole bird flu thing. They started importing eggs. It went up 4%. However, the reason why you do not see the change at the grocery store, the reason why the cost from a wholesale standpoint went down because of the inventory going up, but the reason why you don't see it at the grocery store is because they don't know if they can keep this inventory up. So they're tittering it. They're slowly bringing it down. in hopes that they can keep the inventory up. Now, if the inventory drop, you're going to see the prices of eggs go back. It's a basic economics, supply and demand. If we have an abundance of supply, price goes down. If we don't, price goes up. So if we could contain the bird flu and have more chickens and eggs and stuff here in America, the prices will continue to go down. But it is nothing that Trump is doing that is affecting the price.
The case. Now, if you talk to the White House about this, they'll point to wholesale prices, not the prices people are actually paying. Those wholesale prices.
I should be on TV. I should be on scene. I should be somewhere. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I'm getting some charges. I just said what he just said. I don't even know why I played this. I don't even know why.
Have dropped dramatically since the week he took office, about 52%. But again, those aren't the prices consumers are paying. Second of all, 52, while big, is not 87, 93, or 94.
For eggs, you're talking.
For eggs,
For 52. Okay.
Yeah.
The president has also just generally been talking about grocery prices going way down.
Mm-hmm.
Way down, that's his term, way down. This is something we've heard him say multiple times over the past week, including today.
Groceries are down. Groceries have come down. It's all coming down. Prices are down. Groceries are down.
Look at Dr. Oz. Look at Dr. Oz sitting there. Look. Oh, I enjoyed the cold. Oh, look at me. I'm cool now. Then look, RFK Jr. I switched to the other side. Okay, I'm done. Okay. He switched to the other side to Jonah Colt, too. By the way, if you don't know, he basically played both sides of who he was going to endorse. He went to Kamala Harris. She said, you don't have the spot in my cabinet. So then he went over to Trump, and then he said, yeah, endorse me and I get your spot. And that's what happened. So anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and stay on topic. What are we seeing here? When is the last time you've been to the grocery store and think, did your prices go down? Because $100 ain't going to get me far. $100 ain't going to feed my family, I'll tell you that. I pay thousands of dollars a month to feed my family. Now, I have a big family. I got 5 kids. Got a wife and 5 kids. That's a lot of money on food. So I can see the little bit of fat I can see. If prices go down, I would see it. And I ain't seen it. I ain't seen nothing.
Groceries are down.
So look, it's April. I'm not saying any of this is his fault, like in terms of the current prices. He's only been president for not even 100 days. Right. But are grocery prices down?
They are not down. Okay. Absolutely not down. First of all, they generally rise just with normal inflation, leaving aside the tariffs he imposed on pretty much every country in the world, 10% in early April. But even through March, before the tariffs took effect, prices were up. So in March, we had a 0.49% increase over February average grocery prices. People might say, oh, 0.49%, that's not very big. That's actually the biggest month-to-month jump, Jake, since 2022, October 2022. In terms of year-over-year comparison, that March price was about a 2.4% increase over the previous March. So we're talking substantial increases. Again, I'm not blaming President Trump for that. You're not blaming President Trump, but it's going up, not going down.
This is my biggest issue with this. If President Trump would just say the facts and say, hey, use the same excuse he's been using, I would have no problem. If he would just say, hey, they're not as down as we would like them to be. I just got here. I'm trying to make some moves, even though I don't believe he's making moves. But let's say he is. Just say that. And the people behind him don't advise him to make up just unfactual, just fairy tale facts. Fairy tale numbers. He's like, or he delusional, or he just like Sleepy Joe. He's losing it up here. It's time for him to go. Pick your poison. It's one or the other. He either lying, and he's feeding his cult, the people in his cult, the information that they want to hear to stay, dedicated to him, or he's losing it. One or the other. Or the people behind him feeding them bad information because they know that's what you want to hear. All right. If you're still here with me, hit that like and subscribe button. We are almost at 5,000 subscribers. I know it's like 4,100. To me, that's almost 5. You should have seen me 2 years ago when I only had 100 subscribers. All right. So if you are here with me, you're day one. I appreciate you. Man. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.